The air smelled of sweet apples and mountain rain when I first moved to Maple Valley. My dream was simple: run a quiet little apple farm, sell cider at the weekend market, and live in peace. I bought an old farmhouse with a few dozen acres of trees, the kind that glowed gold and crimson every fall. For the first few months, everything was perfect. But then, the HOA came knocking. It started small. A letter slipped into my mailbox one morning. "Your apple crates do not meet community aesthetic standards." I laughed it off, thinking it had to be a mistake. I didn't even live inside the HOA's gated community. My property bordered it. But that didn't stop them. The HOA president, Mrs. Eleanor Finch, marched up my gravel road in her spotless white shoes, clipboard in hand, and declared that my unsightly apple barrels could be seen from the neighborhood S walking trail. "We have to maintain uniformity," she said. Uniformity. That word became the thorn in my side. A few weeks later, I got another notice, this time for unapproved signage. It was my farm's wooden sign, Red Leaf Orchard, home of fresh cider. Apparently, the HOA thought it clashed with community standards. I reminded Mrs. Finch that my land was private property. She just smiled that tight plastic smile and said, "We'll see about that." Then came the sabotage. One morning, I found several of my apple trees cut down, clean through at the base. The HOA denied involvement, but I found the same orange flag markers they used for landscaping projects. That's when I decided to fight back. I hired a surveyor, dug up the old property maps, and discovered something shocking. The HOA's beloved walking trail actually cut through my orchard. They'd been trespassing for years. So I built a fence. A tall, sturdy, beautiful wooden fence right along the legal boundary. And on my side, I painted a mural of a giant apple tree with roots wrapping around the words, "Private Property." The HOA threw a fit, sending letters, threats, even a lawyer. But I wasn't backing down. When they tried to fine me, my attorney sent them the deed, the surveyor's report, and a cease and desist notice of my own. In the end, the HOA backed off, but not before one final desperate act. Mrs. Finch herself showed up, demanding I remove the fence for the good of the community. I handed her a bottle of my apple cider, looked her dead in the eye, and said, "You don't own this orchard." "I do." Now, every fall, families come from miles around to pick apples at Red Leaf Orchard. And sometimes, when the wind carries the scent of cider down the road, I see Mrs. Finch's HOA crew walking past that fence, still pretending it isn't there.